kindred spirits. She believed that our long-lost loved ones were out there ready to contact us. I was dubious at best. I was much too practical to believe in those things. But Angela convinced me to go to Medium's Day at the Church of Spiritualism, where for $5 I could sit with a medium and see who was out there trying to contact me. Now my family is pretty disconnected. We have this history and pattern of losing contact with each other either through benign neglect or animosity. For this reason, I didn't know much about my paternal grandfather, but I always wanted to know him, and I wanted to have more family connections. But all I knew about Harry was he had immigrated from Russia and died when I was young. We never spoke about him at home. So I made no association when the medium said to me, "There's an old man looking for you. He wears a long overcoat, has a heavy accent, and he wants you to get in contact with him. If you want to hear from him, put a rose in your window." Phooey, I thought. And I ignored what she said and forgot all about Medium's Day. A few years later, my women's group hired a psychic to come do readings for us. Her name was Betty. None of us had ever met her, and she didn't want any information about us. She told us each to bring a piece of jewelry we often wore, and to tell her only our first names. That was it. Now, I was the last one to visit with Betty that night at women's group. And as my friends came out from their sessions with her, they marveled at how right on she was about their departed loved ones. I was still skeptical and had no idea that I would hear about anybody from my past. But Betty and I sat together for a few minutes, and she was quiet. And then she started to describe an old man in a long overcoat. He had a heavy accent, and he was trying to get in touch with me. If I wanted him to connect with me, I should put a rose in my window. I was startled because it was the same message I had heard at Medium's Day several years before, but I still didn't have any idea who this person might be. Now fast forward to my mid-50s, many years later, and I decided to try to break my family's pattern of estrangement. I contacted some cousins I hadn't seen in more than 40 years. We met at my cousin Barbara's house to talk about our childhood and our relatives. While we were sitting there chatting, there was a memorial candle up on a shelf, just flickering. My Uncle Jerry asked me if I had any recollection of my grandfather. "Not really," I replied. He said, "Oh, he would have loved to have known you. But he was an odd one. He wore an overcoat no matter what the season, indoors and out. And he never learned to speak much English. He was poor, a produce worker, but he loved roses. And he loved you kids." Well, my memories of Medium's Day and what happened with Betty in that room that night came rushing back. And suddenly I realized my grandfather had been the one who was trying to connect with me. I was flooded with emotion because I wanted family contact, and I had missed an opportunity 2 times to connect with him. Just then, I noticed that the memorial candle was flickering wildly, and I said something to my cousins and my uncle, and they kind of gasped. They hadn't told me, but the memorial candle was for my grandfather. It was his birthday. And I was convinced at that moment that he was trying to get in touch with me yet again. A few years ago, I acquired a clock that belonged to Harry. I keep it in a window, and every once in a while I put a rose there, hoping he'll try to connect with me once more.